Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas Buzz. My name is Scott Buzz. I'm your host. My father ran the Riviera in the 70s. My godfather ran the Stardust in the 70s and also was portrayed by Don Rickles in the movie Casino. So if you're interested in Vegas history, from the mob days to the pioneers to the corporate world of today, this is the show for you. Vegas Buzz, we talk about all the history of Las Vegas. We have a new episode every Sunday. So welcome and enjoy the next show. From Sauerbraten to murder. Hey everyone, welcome back to Vegas Buzz. Today we're taking a trip back to Paradise Road in 1970s to a spot that was pure old school Vegas charm. The Alpine Village Inn. The Alpine Village Inn opened in 1970 right across from the Las Vegas Hilton, which is now the Westgate, and the Landmark, which no longer stands. But the Alpine Village wasn't about glitz and neon. It was a Bavarian-themed restaurant, and when you walked in, you were greeted by a giant stuffed grizzly bear. A furry maitre d', you could say. Downstairs was the Rathskeller. It was a lively basement bar where the band played, people laughed, and peanuts were everywhere, and I mean everywhere. It was expected that you toss your shells right onto the floor. It was that kind of joint. Laid back, loud, loved by locals. But two things really put the Alpine Village on the map. Their relish tray and their cream of chicken soup. The relish tray was simple but perfect. Crisp carrots, celery, radish, but it came with a seasoned cottage cheese dip that people still talk about today. And the soup, their cream of chicken soup, was amazing. They used to serve it in these black pewter bowls. It was so delicious. I have both recipes on my other show, Buzz Cooks. So if you want to give it a shot, I highly recommend you do. Go to Buzz Cooks, type in Alpine Village, and you'll get the recipe for those two amazing dishes. All right, back to our story. The Alpine Village Inn wasn't just known for food and fun. There was also more tense scenes playing right outside. I can remember as a kid, picketers always being out front of the Alpine Village. Anytime we would go to the Alpine Village, there were always men and women out front with picket signs trying to force the restaurant to join the Culinary Union, and it just seemed like something you always saw. It was just part of the restaurant. Well, the owner of the Alpine Village refused Al Bramlett's request of joining the Culinary Union. Al Bramlett was one of the top bosses of the Culinary Union at that time. Things really heated up to the point that one night it got explosive, literally. It was a busy Saturday night around 9 p.m. when two bombs went off. The place was packed, but by sheer luck, no one was hurt. The bombs caused damage, but not as much as Bramlett had hoped. You see, Bramlett had hired a father-son duo, the Hanleys, to blow the restaurant up. When the bombs didn't go and do enough damage, Bramlett refused to pay the Hanleys the second half of what he owed them. That was a bad move. A few weeks later, Bramlett returned from a trip from Reno to Las Vegas. He landed at McCarran International Airport. As he walked towards his car, the Hanleys were waiting. They handcuffed him, tossed him into a van, took him on a ride out down Old Blue Diamond Road towards Mount Potosi, about 30 minutes outside of Las Vegas. The story goes, they got out of the van, and Tom Hanley pulled out a flask of whiskey. He took a swig, offered it to Bramlett, and Bramlett, sensing his fate, basically said, "I think I could use a drink." Tom Hanley turned away, took a few steps, then turned back and fired a single shot into the back of Al Bramlett's head. Some local hikers later found the shallow grave with the body in it, which eventually led to the Hanleys going away to jail for life. That murder shook Las Vegas. Bramlett had been a kingmaker in Vegas politics and a powerful force in the labor movement. But in the end, it was his own hired guns that did him in. The Alpine Village Inn is no longer around, neither is the landmark, but the stories, they're pure Vegas legend. Hey, thanks for watching, and remember, every Sunday a new story comes out, so check back often, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date on news videos, and we'll see you on the next one.